Are you ready for the King of the Ice? Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday, June 17th, 2021 episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only King of the Ice, and fantasy football guru himself, Philly Pete, and we're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your afternoon and morning, wherever you may be across the world, and hanging out with yours truly as I discuss last night's Game 2, Canadians. Vegas Golden Knights, the Canadians dominate. I mean, I thought they kicked some major butt last night. I thought they dominated, and with a 3-2 win, I mean, a late surge by the Vegas Golden Knights, too little too late, and the Canadians tie up the series 1-1 before they head back to Montreal. Again, this show, Pete's Power Plays, is sponsored by MyBookie.ag. Sports are back, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, and what better way to start cashing out large than going to MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports, 12 OZ Sports, simple as that. Once again, MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports, 12 OZ Sports. Start cashing out large today, ladies and gentlemen. You have Euros, NBA playoffs are in full gear. Obviously, NHL Stanley Cup playoffs are in full gear. MLB, again, MyBookie.ag, promo code 12 Ounce Sports, and they'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. Always remember to gamble responsibly. Also, Zingo TV, channel 761. Ladies and gentlemen out there tuning in, thank you so much for taking this time out of your day to hang out. If you don't have Zingo TV, I highly recommend you get it. It's a free app. Everyone loves free stuff nowadays. Once again, Zingo TV, Zingo TV. Search it up. It's on every streaming device out there. Once again, Zingo TV. And tune in to channel 761. Simple as that. 761 when you're on Zingo TV. And last but not least, summer is in full effect. What can I say? We love the summer. Everything's great. We have a website out there. Get your golf apparel, get your bathing suits, everything. The summertime comes. Go to www.12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon. Once again, www.12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon. So unfortunately, right off the kickoff, the baby has been fussing. She's hungry. My wife was out. She had to come back because she forgot something. So now she's taking care of the baby while I do my show. So if the baby is okay in the last segment of the show, I'd like to bring her on. So she's eating right now. All right, mom's home. She's taking care of it. So kudos to her, like always, kicking ass. And, this is how it is. That's how it is. So I'll try and get the baby on as long as she's good when she's done eating. And I'll bring her on for the last segment of the show when I talk quarterbacks for fantasy football, my top 10. So today on the show on Pete's Power Plays, we're going to talk about last night's recap. All right, a little bit of profit last night. Those that tailed, a little bit of profit last night. Clients unfortunately lost their play last night, but they've been rocking and rolling. So last night was the first loss in a couple days. So we'll go recap last night's Game 2, Montreal and Vegas. We'll look ahead to tonight, Game 3, New York Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Coliseum. Of course, that series is also tied at 1 apiece. I will break down my plays, my odds, and of course my best bets for this game tonight. And last but not least, of course, my top 10 fantasy football quarterbacks, of course, when we head into the season. I mean, we have a pretty solid consensus, number one, if everyone knows that. So, it shouldn't be any surprise to anyone when I mention my top overall quarterback for fantasy football. Some may surprise, some may not. This is how it's going to be. So, without further ado, let's kick off last night's recap between the Canadians and the Golden Knights. I had 2 plays for Twitter, and I had 1 for the clients. So, the Knights and Canadians over 5 pushed last night. We were hoping for that empty netter for the Canadians, or a solid Pietrangelo hat trick or something to get this game to overtime, but unfortunately it did not work out. Kudos again to the Canadians on holding their ground, dominating for basically 2 periods. The Knights really, I think took control of that 3rd period, but got to give credit where credit's due. Montreal, man, kudos to you. Take a 1-1 series lead. We had the over 5 that pushed. Knights and Canadians, first period over 1.5 goals at plus 115. That was the highlight of the night right there. That's the only reason why we were positive overall. And the clients had the Knights minus 1.5 on the puck line. That was way off with that one. I expected a lot more from Vegas last night after a pure dominant performance in Game 1, especially playing in the Fortress, where we know it is loud and it's insane, and after all, it is Sin City. But that was a plus 105 value. So that loss. So all in all, we went 1-1-1 with a plus 0.15 unit overall. So a little bit of value there, some pocket money right there. But my NHL playoffs stand at 62 wins, 72 losses, and 8 pushes with a minus 8.95 units overall. NHL year-to-date, 520 wins, 494 losses, and 42 pushes with a plus 68.93 units overall. So there you go. Last night, 1-1-1. Congrats to the Canadians on tying up the series at 1 apiece. And hey, like I said, man, that 50-1 Montreal ticket, 60-1 Montreal ticket, creeping a little bit closer. Hopefully, Islanders tickets as well for the clients. I mean, we're where we should be in terms of this series right now, but we want more. We all want more. So tonight we have Tampa and the New York Islanders. All right, I want to switch gears now to tonight's Game 3 between Tampa and New York Islanders. Like I said, series tied up at 1-1. We're in the Coliseum tonight. 8 o'clock puck drop tonight, of course, and this is going to be as close as it can be. New York, again, positive, plus 120 at home as a home value, and Tampa is minus 135 on the money line tonight. So Islanders plus 120, Tampa minus 135 on the money line. Over-under was at 5.5. It is now at 5. It dropped down to 5. Of course, a lot of these games are at 5. Both games, both series, honestly, are at 5s. And, when you see a 5, we like to take the over. I've been noticing, though, with Tampa Bay that they always play to their competition when they are away. I mean, the whole series with Carolina, that series only had 1 over and 1 push. The rest of the series went under. And when Tampa played in Carolina, for the most part, that series went under. I mean, Tampa played really, really well on defense there. Vasilevsky stepped up, and a couple 3-goal games in general. So a lot of unders in that series hit. But Tampa away, to me, is a little bit better on the road compared to home. But let me break down the odds for you. So the Islanders here we go. 55% of the money is going towards the Islanders there at that plus 120 spot. The plus 1.5 goals is minus 250. That's too much for my liking. I'm not touching that puck line at all, obviously, because it's way too much. It's way too juicy for me. Not digging that. And 45% of the money is going towards Tampa at that minus 135 spot. Islanders at home, 25-5 this year at home. And, of course, the 25-5-2 overall at home this year. 22-12 at home when covering the puck line. And 6-3-1 when it comes to the overs in their last 10. Tampa, on the other hand, 20-11 away this year. 13-21, though, on the road when covering the puck line. So, not great. Islanders at home are a great puck line covering team. Tampa, not so much. 13-21 their last 34, and the overs are 3-7 for Tampa in their last 10. So, a couple side notes here, and I'll let you know where I am for my best bets tonight. So, to me, like the Islanders came out of Game 1, and we saw that they put it on Tampa, no problem. The Lightning, of course, fired back in Game 2 with a 1-1 series tie right now. Isles, obviously at home this year in the Coliseum, are one of the best, if not one of the best, home teams in general in hockey this year during the regular season. So, this place, the Coliseum, is going to be rocking and rolling. It's basically the last season for the Coliseum. So, the fans want to extend their season as much as possible. And, this is going to be great. The fans are going to see a conference final at home. It's going to be great. It's going to be great to see. Islanders were 4 out of 5 on penalty kills in Game 2, but This time I don't think they will take as many penalties this game, knowing obviously we know that Tampa's power play is very, very potent and they can erupt at any time. So I especially like that big time for the Islanders. That's big. Big news there on the side. Now, of course, to me, I feel like the series will go 7. I can see a split as well in this home and away. I can see Tampa stealing one of these games here either tonight or on Saturday night, whatever it may be. But home ice advantage for New York. The crowd is going to be loud. They're going to be ready to rock and roll. Barry Trotz, he has been able to match up with Tampa's abilities and how they've been so successful. But Trotz has been matching it and basically how he wants it to be. So, I got to give it to the home crowd here. And, the more I think about this game, the more I love the value here with the New York Islanders, especially on the money line at plus 120. They're not getting any love. They've been dogs literally for the entire series, let alone the entire NHL playoffs. Boston, for the most part, they are always the dog. And here we go with Tampa. First 2 games. Now here we go with game 3. Underdog here once again. Okay, I'm a big dog guy, and I like the Islanders here on the money line at plus 120 to take the 2-1 lead in game 3. I do. I love everything about this Islanders team. And of course, Tampa woke up in game 2. They had to get one at home. Otherwise, the series would definitely, I think, would be over if Isles were up 2-0. No doubt about it, especially coming home for 2 games. But I think the Islanders here take advantage of the home crowd. The fans are going to be rocking for this team, and this is what we like to see with these fans at full capacity, pulling for their home team, pulling for the Isles. And that's why, for me, I like the Islanders on the money line at plus 120 to take the game 3 lead here and take the lead 2-1 as we head into game 4 on Saturday night. So Islanders money line plus 120, and I also like the over under here situation is a little bit tough for me to judge. I know I'm always on the overs, and I probably will stick with the over 5 here tonight. But just the way Tampa has been playing so well away and maintaining ground against offenses like Carolina, against offenses like New York, but away when they were playing in Carolina, they shut down that Carolina offense. So this kind of is a scary over 5 for me, but. Listen, you got to have balls with these plays, so I'm going to take the over 5 like usual as an automatic bet for Philly Pete all the time. So I'm going with the over 5, Tampa Bay and the New York Islanders, and the Isles on the money line at plus 120 to take the 2-1 series lead as we head into Game 4 on Saturday night. So there you have it, Isles plus 120 and the over 5. And give me a quick 2-minute commercial break. I'll be back, and I will talk my top 10 fantasy football quarterbacks. Stay tuned.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking that quick 2-minute commercial break with me. This is the Thursday, June 17th, 2021 episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the King of the Ice and fantasy football guru himself, Philly Pete. And we're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your afternoon and hanging out with yours truly as I discuss Game 3, Tampa Bay, New York Islanders, with my best bets and odds, of course. And now I want to get into my top 10 fantasy football for quarterbacks, of course, within the PPR situation there. But if you missed out on the earlier segment, I broke down my Game 3 Lightning Isles bets. I'm taking the Islanders on the money line at plus 120. I expect them to rock the rink here tonight with the crowd and the fan base. I really expect the Isles to take a 2-1 series lead after tonight. And I like the over 5, as tough as it may be. This is going to be a tough over bet for me. But again, if it's at 5, I'm taking it. Again, you gotta do it. So over 5, Tampa and the Islanders and the Isles on the money line at plus 120. So there you have it. So tonight, here we go. Switching gears now to my top 10 for fantasy football quarterbacks. And, this is a tough list. There's an absolute tough list for me. I just love, there's a lot of good quarterbacks out here that I think could be top 5 talent, I think. But, just three quarterbacks are in the top 3 that should be no head scratchers. They should be in your top 3 regardless. And so I have my outside shots that we're looking in the top 10. And I'm starting with Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, I think as young as he is, he's got young talent surrounding him. He's going to be good for years to come for Philly. He was just on the outside cusp because he is a dual threat quarterback. He can run and he can throw. So we didn't see much of him last year because he came in, for the last 4 or 5 games of the season. So we didn't see much of him. Now that he has a full season ahead of him, being an Eagles fan, I'm absolutely looking forward to see what Jalen can do with this squad. Ryan Tannehill as well for the Titans. He's on the outside looking in at the top 10 spot. Again, you got Julio Jones now. Okay, that's a big 1-2 punch between A.J. Brown and Julio. Stafford, another guy that's outside on the hunch. I do like Stafford in a bounce back season. I mean, you have more weapons now compared to Detroit. You got Robert Woods, you have Cooper Kupp, and of course you have Cam Akers in the backfield too behind you. So I mean, this is a good offense for Stafford to be in. And of course, Joe Burrow and Matt Ryan. I do like them both as well. Joe Burrow is going to be loaded as long as he's healthy, as long as the line blocks for him. He has a loaded young talent with him as well. Tyler Boyd, Tay Higgins, rookie Jamar Chase, and of course Joe Mixon in the backfield as well. So that's going to help him out a lot as he goes into his second year under the Cincinnati Bengals. And of course, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones is gone, but he's got Kyle Pitts, the rookie out of Florida, of course, the number 4 pick overall in the NFL draft. And you got Calvin Ridley. I'm a big Ridley fan this year. It is all Ridley. Receiver number 1. He should be going early second round. I expect a lot of targets for him this year, so there you have it. So ticking it off, there you have it there. So I want to go with Tom Brady here to start things off. You can't go wrong with the Super Bowl champ once again and the weapons that he has. Okay, he did decent last year. But you have between Godwin and Mike Evans, I mean, that gang is good. They are good. Regardless how old Tom Brady is, he still makes those players well. And look what they did. They won the Super Bowl last year. Of course, they got the running backs there, Ronald Jones and the gang down there. So I do like Tom Brady coming in. Next up, I have Aaron Rodgers. I'm just not sure what his take is going to be this year. Obviously, he would be a top 5 quarterback, but we don't know what is all about Aaron Rodgers this year. He's unknown at the moment. Not really sure what to expect from him this year. Again, he's been absent, but he is still a top 10 quarterback. You have to give that to him. So Rodgers, there you go at number 9. We know what he's capable of doing. You got Devontae Adams, you got Aaron Jones in the backfield, Robert Tonyan, and you have a lot of Marquez Scalding as well, Scandling. So you have a lot of talent there. Of course, we know what Rodgers can do. It just depends if he steps on the field for the Packers in the upcoming season. Next up, I have Justin Herbert. I love Herbert this year. You have A lot of good talent there. A young quarterback, like I said, out of Oregon, a great player. You have Austin Eckler coming back from injury this year to help him out to throw to. They are a throwing team. They are a throwing offense. Eckler catches the ball. He is a PPR machine, absolutely. So I do love everything about Austin Eckler this year. He should be a late first round, early second pick as well when it comes to fantasy football. And auction leagues, he's going to be really, really high. But Justin Herbert, to me, you have a healthy Keenan Allen this year, hopefully. Mike Williams, and they have and Guyton, they have a couple good receivers out there for Herbert. And, there's no Hunter Henry this year, but it's all good because they are still loaded everywhere else. And they are also a throw-and offense team. So Herbert, I love up there. Coming in at number 6, I have Lamar Jackson. Okay, Lamar Jackson for me just is. I'm sorry, at number 6, I have Lamar Jackson. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just he's more of a runner than a thrower. I'm not really digging him in terms of throwing wise. He's still very inconsistent. The receivers aren't the best there yet. You got Marquise Brown. He didn't really have everyone was so high on him this year. He didn't really pull through as anyone thought he was. But he just relies on his legs too much. And the inconsistency and the accuracy that it's not really there for him makes me dig Lamar a little bit lower than the other quarterbacks that I have listed here. But all in all, he's still a top 10 quarterback, and that's where I'm going. So he could do it on the legs. That's why he's number 7 for me. He could run, and he could run fast. Just if he had a little bit more consistency in the air and throwing, he'd be no-brainer top 3 quarterback for me. But he falls down for me at number 7. So there you go, Lamar Jackson at number 7. Number 6, and don't get me wrong, I love this guy a lot, and I love the offense, but Russell Wilson for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, you have a lot of these younger kids coming in, like a Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, and of course Mahomes, that are overtaking Russell Wilson now, but Russell Wilson should not be ignored. Most leagues, he's going about 6th to 7th round, sometimes even 8. A lot of the other younger quarterbacks are being drafted now, but Russell Wilson, he could still run, he could still throw a great ball, and he's got a great offense behind him. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson in the backfield. But again, this is a good quarterback that, and he's a very respectful guy too. I love everything about Russell Wilson. But if he's there in the 8th round and you need a quarterback, every other quarterback's going. I like to wait on my quarterbacks, but if something like him comes around, the rest of your roster is filled, that's a no-brainer. You should take Russell Wilson without a doubt. Now, a lot of people were thinking to myself, they're thinking, hey, listen, like where is Deshaun Watson on this list? But he didn't even break top 15 for me this year. Again, Watson, he was a top 10 last year. This year, with all the speculations going on with him, it's just tough to even rank him in my top 15. So that's why he's off my list. Top 20, yeah. Top 15, no. Just not sure what to expect. There's no one there for Deshaun. But at number 6, I have Russell Wilson. Again, coming in there. You can't go wrong when you have a little bit of Russell Wilson and the rest of that offense there in a very potent Seattle offense. All right, so here we go. My top 5. So Russell Wilson actually was my number 5 quarterback. So there you go. Russell Wilson comes in at number 5 for me. Sorry about that. Number 4, I have Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, he had an injury last year. Okay, we saw that. That team was depleted. Zeke wasn't Zeke. Amari wasn't Amari. CeeDee Lamb wasn't CeeDee Lamb. Okay, this team, and Michael Gallup sure as hell wasn't Michael Gallup compared to 2 years ago where he had a great year. I expect a bounce back, and I mean bounce back, MVP type season for Dak Prescott this year. He's going to come back with a vengeance. He was killing it the first 5-6 weeks of the season before he got hurt. He was killing it. Bunch of yards, throwing yards. He can run too, but he just passes, and that's all they really do in Dallas is pass. Of course, I think Zeke's going to have a bounce back year as well with Dak, of course, being healthy. But I think Dak, to me, is a top 5 quarterback. And the reason why he's not up there higher is just because of, still not sure how he's going to be after post-injury. But the fact that he's been looking good in training camp so far and is feeling good so far, I really like Dak. And that offense with a healthy Dak is going to be very dangerous. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and of course Zeke Elliott. I mean, this team is going to be good. And again, before Dak went down, he was having MVP type numbers already. So, but there you go. At number 4, I have Dak Prescott. Number 3, Kyler Murray of the Arizona Cardinals. What can I say about him? Another dual threat quarterback. He can run. He's fast. Okay, he's fast. To me, he's faster than Lamar Jackson. Like when you compare the two, Kyler just has a better arm. He can throw the ball. He can sling it, and he has great wideouts compared to Lamar Jackson. So that's why Lamar ranks down for me. Kyler for me is a top 3 quarterback, hands down. You're getting the yards in the run, and you're getting the yards through the air too from him. So again, he could do it all on the ground, in the air. He's got A.J. Brown now. A.J. Brown came by, or A.J. Green, not A.J. Brown. A.J. Green from Cincinnati came to the Arizona Cardinals now. You have DeAndre Hopkins, you have Larry Fitzgerald, and now A.J. Green at the helm. And you got James Conner now from Pittsburgh. He came in for the backfield. And, they're good to go. Chase Edmonds, a lot of people expecting that. But again, this is a very pass-happy team. Another team that plays in a dome. So again, I favor these quarterbacks, let alone dual-threat quarterbacks. So there you go. Number 3, Kyler Murray. Simple as that. Top 2, number 2, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills. If I'm representing Dak in the NFC to have an MVP year, you got to have one in the AFC. And no, it's not Patrick Mahomes. I'm going with Josh Allen. Again, another dual threat quarterback that can run, that can score on the run. Okay, we could see that. Who can throw a great deep ball. You have Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley. I mean, you even have Knox at tight end. They are a superior team, and we know how far they did last year. I love them to win the Super Bowl this year at 14-1. That's actually a future of mine for the AFC. I also have the Rams at 14-1 to win the Super Bowl as I represent the NFC. So I love the Bills this year. I love Josh Allen. Again, he could throw, he can run, and he could throw a great deep ball to Stephon Diggs. He could do it all as your quarterback. So there you go. I love Josh Allen, number 2. And of course, number 1, this should be no head scratcher, is none other than Patrick Mahomes himself. What can you do with a quarterback like that? Seriously. A potent offense. You have Tyreek Hill. You have Travis Kelce. You have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You even have a bunch of guys like Pringle and Mecole Hardman, like these guys that just will show up because Mahomes makes these players that darn good. And again, another player that can run, that can throw a great ball, like behind his back he could throw it, and it's still accurate as can be. Right now, he's the cream of the crop quarterback of the NFL, and when it comes to fantasy football, he's going 3rd round just like Josh Allen, so I'm not surprised. But again, you're getting out of Mahomes, and that's how I want to end this show. Patrick Mahomes, number 1 quarterback overall in fantasy football this year. And I'm out of time. I hope everyone has a fantastic Thursday. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, including myself. This is going to be a very special day for me, very special weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Take care. Be back on Tuesday, same time, same place. And be safe. I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. Bye.